I'm not against big. I'm against dumb. And our social media companies are so successful that they're no longer companies, they're corporations. And they have, as is their right in a competitive free market, they have sucked up most of the advertising like a Hoover Deluxe. Now that's fine in a competitive free market. But they have done that by, in my opinion, unfairly using the creative content of others. And that has really hurt a lot of the small newspapers and a lot of the small broadcasters in my state. And I think that for a small amount of time, a limited period of time, this bill will help those broadcasters and small newspapers compete. I also think that circumstance, and this will be my final point, that circumstance that I've just described, large social media organizations using the content of small newspapers to generate advertising revenue and to take that advertising revenue away from small newspapers and broadcasters. I think that his circumstance has also changed journalism. I do. This is not true of all of our broadcasters and newspapers. I don't think it's even true of, I hope, most of them. But some of these smaller and indeed larger news media organizations have now entered a post-journalism world. They become agenda journalists. I'm sure there are a multitude of reasons for that, but I think one of the reasons, maybe not the major, maybe it is they're trying to survive. When I entered government, newspapers and broadcasters made most of their money from advertising, not from subscriptions, and they could tell the American people what they needed to hear, not what they wanted to hear. Now that world has changed. Those media organizations have to make their money from subscribers, and there is way too much pander for pay, and I think it has hurt journalism. And I'm hoping that over time, this bill will help our media organizations, both newspapers and broadcasters, to be able to return to a model where they just report who, what, when, where, and why, and don't have to add their opinion.